I'll never forget the day I discovered my own brother's betrayal. It was a quiet Sunday afternoon when I was passing by his room and overheard him on the phone. What I heard nearly made my heart stop. My own brother, my blood, was planning to sell our family's land, and he wasn't going to tell anyone. This wasn't just any land, it was the land our grandparents fought to keep. They grew crops there, raised cattle, and poured their entire lives into making sure this land could feed our family for generations. In African families, land isn't just property, it's a legacy. And here he was, my own brother, ready to throw it all away for money. So, how did we end up here? Let me start from the beginning. Growing up, we didn't have much, but we had enough. My brother and I were close. He was the responsible one, always acting like the oldest even though I was just a year younger. He'd help with the farm work, teach me how to plant maize, and we'd often talk about how we would one day take over the land together. But something changed when he went to the city for college. City life seemed to do something to him. He came back flashy, wearing designer clothes, bragging about his big plans. He started talking about making real money. At first, I was happy for him, but I noticed he began acting distant. He'd make phone calls late at night, always lowering his voice whenever I entered the room. Then came the day I overheard him. "Yeah, man, we can do it by next month. My family won't even know until it's done," he whispered into the phone. "I just need to get the signature." The anger boiled in me. He was going to trick our parents into signing the papers, telling them it was for some permit or project, but it was all a lie. I confronted him immediately. "Are you really planning to sell the land?" I demanded. His reaction was nothing like what I expected. He didn't deny it. Instead, he just looked at me coldly and said, "Mind your own business. This is about the future. You wouldn't understand." He went on about how he had debts, big plans, and connections in the city. He said the money could help him set up a real business, and that it was the only way out. He even had the audacity to tell me that our parents wouldn't know what to do with that land anyway and that he was actually helping us. I tried to reason with him. I told him this wasn't his decision to make alone. I reminded him of how hard our grandparents had worked, how many sacrifices they made to keep that land in our family. But he didn't care. He was set on selling it, and he didn't care who got hurt in the process. I decided I couldn't let this go. I warned my parents and told them to be careful about signing anything from him. They were shocked, but they listened. We put safeguards in place so he couldn't sell the land without everyone's approval. But that only made things worse. My brother became furious. He stopped talking to me and started spreading lies about me to other family members, saying I was jealous of his success, that I was holding the family back. He even tried to turn our cousins against me, saying I wanted the land for myself. Things came to a head at a family meeting. My brother was convinced he could bully everyone into giving in. He tried to make me look like the villain, accusing me of trying to sabotage his success. But I had proof of his plan. I played a recording of the conversation I overheard. The family was shocked. My brother, once respected, was now a disgrace in everyone's eyes. But even after he was exposed, he didn't show any remorse. He left the meeting and cut ties with everyone, saying we'd regret choosing land over him. The months that followed were hard. My brother moved to another city, leaving the family in pieces. My parents were heartbroken, but they were also relieved that the land was safe. I still miss my brother, the one I grew up with. But the man he became, the one who valued money over family, I don't know if I'll ever forgive him. This story taught me a hard lesson about loyalty and values. When people become obsessed with money and status, they can lose sight of what really matters. Family, tradition, and integrity are things money can't buy. My brother let his greed destroy our bond, something that could have lasted generations, just like the land. In today's world, where everyone's in a race to get ahead, it's easy to lose sight of the things that actually hold us together. No amount of money is worth the betrayal of family, and true wealth isn't in cash, it's in the people who stand by you. So, if you ever feel like selling out for a quick profit, remember my brother.